still not subscribed to the partition, you know, it's a lot of ways that you can do this besides watching all the content. But before we start, always remember, go to the channels link. Every show that we have, you can always see every show before everybody else see the show. But besides that, always remember, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, put it on all. Until then, always remember, anything is possible. Thank you for choosing the partition. Now let's get into the show. Anything is possible. Peace.
Stand up, they looking at me like, I know you're not waiting. Did I say it right? Yes, you did. Yeah, I know my Sir Charles. Not every 5 or 10 minutes,
My son got me this with my dad, so I can always have him with me whenever I do the show.
Take 2. Hold on, wait. I don't want to laugh.
Welcome back to Choppin' It Up with Lil Ron. Today in the studio, we have another artist. And matter of fact, a award winner of an award that I was actually at the event for the H magazine. I want you guys to welcome the one and only H-Town own Ace Deuce.
Ace Deuce.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm glad that they get you on the show, man. I'm glad to get you there. What I do is everybody that always come on the show, I always introduce them to my audience. Some of the old school people like myself gonna know who you are, but some of the young people may not know who you are. Can you kind of give them a quick little rundown of who you are, and we go from there?
Yo, my name is Ace Deuce. You know what I'm saying? I'm straight out of H-Town, Houston, Texas, 5th Ward to be exact, Bucktown. If they know Ace Deuce, they gonna know me from a song called So You Can Ride, You Can Smoke, You Could, Ooh, So What's Up?
I remember that song with that girl on the hook.
You did? Yeah.
Yes, man. You know, it's so good to actually see our legends still around, doing positive stuff. I noticed some of the new generation, they sample some of the older generation's music, man, and trying to bring it back. And I like that about that. But what I want to talk about is, how did you come up with the name Ace Deuce?
Well, the first part of the name, which is Ace, is actually the initials to my real name, ACE.
Oh,
so
wow.
I had the Ace there just off the fact that those are the initials of my real name, ACE. First name A, middle name C, last name E.
Wow.
So back in the 90s when we was coming up, man, you know, Scarface was a guy that I looked up to. Ice Cube was a guy that I looked up to. So you came with a rap name, it's like a 2-part name. Scarface.
That's right.
Ice Cube. So I was like, since I got the Ace, what comes after Ace? Deuce. So like Ace Deuce, you know, the 1 to the 2, man.
That's right.
That's how the name was born.
And you know, that name was actually, it's a different name. Because some people probably try to spell it Deuce.
Right.
The other way.
Yep.
But you have a special way that you spell your Deuce on your name.
Right, which most people spell it with Deuce, the U before the E. So some people spell it D-U-C-E, like just Deuce. Some people spell it D-U-E-C-E. But I spell it the traditional way of Deuce, like when you playing the game of tennis.
Oh yeah, you like to yep,
like
sure,
the
right.
tennis match. So it's D-E-U-C-E, Ace Deuce.
Okay, this is what I wanted to ask. In doing the music, now you got the name, what made you feel like, hey, look, I'm doing music now. I got the name, I want to do music. What got you motivated to say, hey, this is what I really want to do? Like, what gave you that spark to say, hey, man, look, I want to be a rapper, man. This is what I want to do.
Music has always been in my blood, man. Actually, my granddad was a singer. He actually got a letter from Motown. They wrote him back when, you know, way back, man. I can't even remember what year this was. This was before I was born.
Probably Temptations era.
You know, so, but he turned the letter down because he already had a family. Okay, then come part his son, which was my dad. My dad was also in a group. He's an R&B group. He was a singer.
Wow.
And that was more so Earth, Wind, and Fire up in that era But to be honest, my dad was a victim of drug abuse.
Gotcha.
He got on some hard drugs young, and that kind of took its toll on him.
Uh-huh.
So music has always been in my blood, man. I grew up on it, and just when I got to that point, I think when I first thought of Ace Deuce, I was probably about 19. I just graduated high school.
What high school you went to?
I went to Fur High School, East Side High, man.
Yes, East Side is,
East
man.
Side High, man.
The East Side is really not the same like it used to be. Because I lived on the East Side, on Uvalde to be exact, for a short period of time. And I went to North Shore High School for a little bit, but I'm originally from Tipwell and Mesa. I went to Kirby Middle School, Forestburg High School. So that side of town is really not the same, but a lot of good people come out of the East. Kurt Cobain, he came from the East Side, man.
The East Side. We actually moved to the East Side from Fifth Ward. I grew up in Fifth Ward, and then right in the middle of high school, we moved to the East Side, in a neighborhood called Wood Brothers.
Gotcha.
So shout out to all my East Side fam. But the East Side, man, it ain't what it used to be.
Yeah.
But a lot of great people come out that East Side.
And you said something earlier when you said Scarface. Jay Prince don't really. People always say things about Jay Prince and rap a lot. And sometimes you have to give people they flowers while they're here because he opened up the door, especially for down south, especially Houston, Texas. I can't take that from the man. He opened the door for your ghetto boys, your Scarfaces. If he didn't open the door, I don't think it would be actual.
The Houston market wouldn't be nowhere as big as it is right now if it wasn't for Jay Prince.
And a lot of people don't know his son discovered Drake.
Most definitely.
A lot of people do not know that.
Jazz.
Yes,
Most definitely.
he showed it. He
Jazz
actually
Prince.
did that, man. And one thing I can say, I guess from the conversation that Drake had with his son, I noticed he always keeps some type of H-Town music in all his albums. I always peeped that. He always pay homage to us all the time.
You got to get a Rap A Lot Mafia that shouts, man, give Jay Prince his flowers now, man. He the guy that put us on our first major compilation. We was on RNDS.
Wow.
That's the realest down south.
I remember that album.
Yeah, we was on that.
Because I remember back in the days when Master P had a strategy. Every time you bought an album, you open it up and it had a different picture of a different No Limit.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the Scarface CD for my homies.
Yeah.
If you open the book, the realest, because they had a picture of a grill. Like you see the man mouth with the goals in it, but it's like a cartoon picture of him.
Yeah.
See, I don't forget my stuff. When you said that, I started thinking.
RNDS, man.
I remember that, man.
One of the greatest compilations put out. Had Juvenile on there, Ludacris on there, Scarface, Ghetto Boys, like super dope, man. Super dope. So Jay Prince gave us one of our first biggest breaks. Like we was in Vibe magazine for a whole year. We was in the Source magazine for a whole year back then.
Wow.
So man, I give him a salute to the Prince, man.
Yes.
He put Ace Deuce on.
And when you actually think about how good a person has been to you, and the reason why the young generation, some of them I don't really cut for them, they don't pay respect to the people that came before.
Right.
They don't. Somebody had said to me the other day, they told me that they actually cut more for Nipsey Hussle. They feel like Nipsey Hussle made a bigger impact than Tupac. And I told them that in their era, I have to agree that he is a good artist. I will never take that from him. In my era, I don't think they understand what Tupac stood for.
Yeah, and what he really meant.
They don't understand that because Tupac, you can't compare Tupac to Nipsey Hussle. It's two different worlds.
Right, if you know where we come from for sure. I just think the youngsters, there's a divide. There's a great divide, and someone needs to kind of step in and educate them on the history. That's where I think they kind of fell off at, is nobody's around telling them about these guys like Tupac and B.I.G.
Yes.
And, the great guys.
Rakim. They don't know about that.
But the only way they're going to know is if somebody step in and tell them. They got to educate them about it. So I think that should be something that needs to be put together, a podcast or something. Somebody needs to come out with a hip-hop historical podcast that go through, tell them about Public Enemy. Yes. And tell them about all these rap groups, Kool Moe Dee, that stood for so much stuff and had such an impact on the industry and made it what it is today.
And they don't understand. You don't hear when Tupac was alive. You didn't hear Tupac dissing Kool Moe Dee. No. You didn't see him talking bad about people that came before him.
No, he paid homage.
He paid homage to.
He actually had a song
old
called
school.
Ain't nothing like
Ain't
the
nothing
old
like
school.
The old school, man. He give all of them their shout out, man. He always does that. And I told people he left when he actually passed. It actually kind of, first I was kind of salty because I always been a Tupac fan.
Right.
But I say I'm kind of glad him and Big left. Think about it. If Big and Pac would have never died, it wouldn't, I don't care what nobody say, it wouldn't have been no Jay-Z. It wouldn't have been no Lil Wayne, and all of them will always exist. I will never take that from them.
Yeah.
Tupac and Big had the lane. Nobody cared about what nobody was talking about. They was waiting what Pac was saying, and people was riding with Pac, and you had people over here who were riding with Big.
Yeah.
The other people albums would have sold, but they wouldn't have got the limelight like they got now. And right when Tupac died, Big died, kicked the door for No Limit Records. It came in
and everybody else
it.
after them. Yeah, it was a tragic situation, but it did shed a light on hip hop like it had never had before. Yeah.
And it will never be those two. So sad that them two guys actually lost their lives. Because I wouldn't want to see neither one of them leave here, but the good people always die young. They always leave early. And speaking of leaving early, Bushwick Bill. He passed away, man.
Rest in peace,
yes,
Bushwick, man. One of my mentors. Man.
Yes, man. Yeah. I was just watching the video the other day, the Dre video when he outside doing the dancing at the beginning of the movie. A lot of people don't know. Now, in doing music, a lot of people don't know the importance of actually owning their music. Because they just making music and just going in studios, doing stuff. They don't know how it is to collab with people. Now, generation is all about, man, give me $50,000 and I'm gonna do a track. You give me $250,000, I'm not doing it. They don't understand. It ain't the principle. $250,000 or $50,000. What am I getting? It's the person you doing like Pac and Space them. A lot of them were doing artists, were doing music back in the days. If I mess with you, I'm gonna go ahead and do a track with you, and you do one for me. We swap. You got that track, I got the track. We'll talk about the royalties and other stuff later, bro. Let's go ahead and just put the track out. They don't do that no more. Man, it's about that bag. You ain't got that money, I ain't doing it, dude. Nah.
Yeah, it's just more. It's the relationships aren't as strong nowadays. More people are money driven, more so than relationship driven. So I'm always a strong supporter in relationships. Relationships are better than money because that money gonna run out. Relationships is gonna last long over time. You can just kind of build off of that, man. Like I say, just the divide between the young and the old needs to be brought together. The gap needs to be bridged through education. Somebody just needs to sit them down and let them know. That way they can kind of understand us a little bit more. We can understand them. Because I like a lot of the new stuff that I hear. I really admire a lot of the new styles and the way they do it nowadays. I mean, they get the crowd going, man. I love the music, the beats. A lot of the beats are just different than what they were when we came up. So I shout out to the young crew for their innovation. I just think that we all still need to collab. That gap needs to be bridged, you know.
And you said that show. Man, if you ever want to create that show, man, we have a whole full studio. I can help you make that show so they can be educated, man, because they really need to actually know that, because that's important. You're supposed to know your history.
Know your history, man.
A lot of them know.
We're going to get that together.
Yes. We're going to have to do that. You know, a lot of people know Tupac used to dance for Digital Underground, for Humpty Hump, used to hump dolls on the stage. See,
straight up.
I wish they can see the Public Enemy when back in the days when Fight the Power came out. If they can actually see NWA at the peak of their career, to watch Michelle A. And a lot of them don't even know who the DOC is. I asked a guy, he said, you know who the DOC
is? He said, JJ Fad. They don't know who JJ Fad is.
They don't know who none of them people are. And I'm like, dude, these people, MC Breed. Man, they don't know these people. I said, man, back when we used to go to house parties, man, you got a party, they putting that Future, ain't no Future, no front on there.
Yes, sir.
My mind playing tricks on me. I say, man, everybody had music that they actually, Supersonic, all this stuff. I remember all this stuff.
Yes, sir.
Like it was like yesterday, man. They don't have that no more. All they think about now is about guns, and they think about drugs. And I tell them,
sex, drugs, and violence, man.
And they don't even understand. I remember back in the days, I told my son, you couldn't walk down the street in the 80s and early 90s. You walk down the street with a Chicago Bulls or Los Angeles Raiders jacket, man, they will kill you. They will kill people for Jordans. They don't understand.
Jackets,
any starter, man, they will actually get you, man. You couldn't walk. I said back now is different. Back in the days, I couldn't walk in the Fifth Ward and go into Coke apartments and people don't even know me. Man, you gonna either get robbed or you gonna get killed. You couldn't go on the South Side and ride around them cars. Man, they'll kill you for them swingers that's on the cars. Now they make the swingers, they go all the way out.
Super pokers, man.
Man, they just change all the stuff. They take the fun out of what it. Swingers to me stayed on cars that came in the 80s.
Classic cars.
70s, them cars right there. We got to the early 90s. I see one or two, but other than that, that was your Cutlass. That was your Buick Regals. That was your Park Avenues, man. That was your Cadillacs, which we used to call them L-Dogs.
Yeah, L-Dogs, yeah.
And then they let people come in and take our culture and go other places like it's theirs. I told a guy the other day, when they talk about syrup, he was like, yeah, man, we do lean. Hey, look, I'm not knocking that. That comes from here, man. That comes down here, man.
Recognize that.
Y'all take that from us down here.
City of syrup, man.
Yeah, they don't understand. I say, why you think it's purple, dude? It comes from us, man. When you see these cars out here doing this stuff, y'all do that from us. Yeah. Cali, they do Dayton's. We know, everybody know Cali got switches.
Right.
Can't take that from them. That's their style, that's their stuff.
Yeah.
That's where it actually come from. Now, after the music, what was the next thing you decided to get into after the music? When you got tired of the music, what was the next thing you ended up doing?
Well, really entrepreneurship, man. So after music, I went ahead and opened me up a trucking company, transportation. So, I got those trucks out on the road.
Man, that's money.
Hauling loads, man.
Is it hard? Is it hard doing, because I hear so many people talking about you got to do the dispatching. I got to get this right here. I got to get the loads. Is it really hard?
It's easy to set up, but yeah, it's a challenging business. It's just not no run-of-the-mill business. You definitely got to be on your toes, cross all your T's, dot all your I's, on your P's and Q's. But anybody can do it.
Yeah, LaTroy was actually doing it from the guy from Wanna Be a Baller.
Right.
He was doing it. I think his truck caught on fire. If I'm not mistaken, on the news, I think he was on the fire.
Right.
So a lot of people are going into the freight business. Some people say 18-wheeler. I just say freight because you're transporting freight from one place.
Yeah, it's a freight business, yeah.
So is it, when you got ready to actually do it, do you have any criticism from people that be like, oh, man, you a rapper, bro? What you doing 18-wheelers for, man?
Not really. I mean, I just ventured off. I looked at it as entrepreneur. Just like I own my own music. I own my record label. Same. It's a business. Business structure is a little bit different, but it's still a business. I'm still an entrepreneur. So I just ventured out. And I'm still in the music. I still got music that's coming out right now to this day.
Wow.
I'm more on a purpose rap. So I'm more so putting music out now that's going to help change people's lives. I want people to be transformed from the inside out.
Gotcha.
So I'm not just promoting what I would promote back then because I was young and I was wild in the streets. Now I done grown, matured, got married, had children, opened up new businesses. So I'm trying to show them how to get it on a legit level, but you can still display your talent.
And you got son now. Your son rapping,
exactly.
Following in your footsteps.
Exactly. Austino, he's an up-and-coming rapper. And, man, I'm trying to give him that same legacy of, instead of going out making the mistakes your dad made, don't make them same mistakes. You ain't got to go to the streets. You ain't got to do all that bravado and put your life on the line and your freedom on the line. You can come with some great material to show your talent, touch people's lives because they need it, man. The youth need it. If nobody else needs it, the youth needs it. You
definitely right, sir. Man. I know we come from an era, if the light is on, you're not in the house, you can get that tail whoop.
Yes, sir.
Daddy can whoop you, mama can whoop you, grandma can whoop you.
Auntie.
Yeah, auntie, man, they all wear you out, man. And come from an era where we didn't have the online video game. You had a Super Nintendo or you had a regular Nintendo in your area, Atari.
Nintendo,
I remember
Sega.
blowing in those cartridges and stuff. And the Sega, that was and the only way you go, your definition of an online is when you went to somebody's house. Because there's no way you actually able to play the actual game.
Right, side by side.
There you go. Now, we come to the segment, which I like, is called Leon's Top 5. Leon was a cousin of mine. Just so happened to be an 18-wheeler driver. Okay. He actually got killed last year in an 18-wheeler. Yeah. A guy went around him and he didn't make it. His truck flipped over and he passed. So I always dedicate this segment to him.
Rest in peace, Leon.
Thank you, man.
Sure, man.
What would be Ace Deuce top 5 artists that he listened to?
Top 5. You mean rap?
It could be rap, R&B, gospel, reggae. It don't matter.
That's a tough one. Top 5, man. I gotta put. I'm H-Town to the core.
I'm expecting
So as far as rap go, Mr. Scarface. That's off the top.
Okay.
Man. as far as R&B, man, I gotta say Beyonce, man.
Yep.
Off the top, man, that's the queen, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I need 3 more. Let me think. I gotta go West Coast, man, because like I say, he was
Okay.
one of the guys I looked up to, and I seen how he transformed his life. Ice Cube,
Gotcha.
man, you know,
I would just listen to Ice Cube and Scarface. The hands of a. I would just listen to that, man. That's a classic, man.
I got to, man. Then just as far as another Southern powerhouse that I got to shout out, Outkast, man. Outkast, man. They had a
I'm waiting
strong
for verses
effect.
with them, man. I'm waiting for them to do verses, man. I don't know who would they actually get to go against them.
I don't even know who they gonna go against, man. I don't know.
Man, that's gonna be hard, man.
That's gonna be a tough one because I seen the 8-ball MJG against the UGK.
I was disappointed, not in the battle.
Yeah.
That should have been held in Houston. I don't care what nobody say. That would have been better. Swamp House
so much better.
Was actually here. That should have been
100%.
held here, man. They would did that in
100%.
Houston, man. Bro, I think that would have been off the chain, man.
100%.
More people would have showed up. More people would have been engaged.
100%.
So yeah. So I agree with Outkast.
Okay, so we got Face, Cube, Beyonce, Outkast, and I got one more, man. Top 5, man. Top 5, man. Oh man, it's a tough one, man. It's tough, man. But let me see, because of the work this dude has done, a lot of people don't like him, man. A lot of people do. I got to give Jay-Z his props, man. I got to give Jay-Z his props because he bagged Beyonce for one.
Hey, you
he
know,
bagged the queen.
I can tell you, I tell people, I may not did. People say anything they want to say about Jay-Z. I can honestly say this. He's a smart businessman.
One of the smartest.
And he went from pulling up to the arena to parking his Benz in the arena.
Owning the arena.
The people don't understand. The man, he owns it. No matter what you say, no matter how many diss records you put out, no matter how much you say about Jay-Z, that man is a mogul. They don't understand. He's making power moves.
For sure.
I mean, the man is so good. He actually, every time you look up, he got his hand in this. He say, well, why go to Apple when I can just have my own stuff and I just call it Tidal? You know? And I'll just get the people and I'll bring them over there to me. Smart businessman. Then you got the queen.
Got the queen. I mean,
she's for every queen, every king, you got a queen. You got both, as I said. Man? So they making a monopoly and they still bringing people up 24/7. People don't understand, man. They got I think Megan is over there on their
on
stuff.
The Rock Nation thing.
Yes.
On the yeah.
And she come out of our CD and stuff.
Yes, sir.
So now I did enjoy you. I will bring you back. Tell the people how they can find you on social media.
Look, if they want to hit me up, man, hit me up on Instagram. I'm at Houston Ace Deuce. On Facebook, I'm just regular Ace Deuce. I'm even on TikTok as official Ace Deuce. Catch me on Twitter at Houston Ace Deuce, man. And that's ACEDEUCE.
And you have a YouTube page, too.
I got a YouTube page. It's straight up Ace Deuce. ACEDEUCE, man.
Make sure you guys subscribe, follow, and if you have any questions, don't inbox the man and ask the man, can he turn back around and you want to get his phone number so you can talk to him about crazy stuff, man. If it ain't about business, you always got to remember business has a price on it, man. Time is money. So remember, until next time, anything is possible. Thank you for choosing Chopping Up a Little Run. Till next time, we out. Peace.
Yes, sir.